Hello, I'm the Oliver Pickard, and welcome to gorgeous Paris. Skoda Tudor Sport Le Mans. Where? Le Mans? That's cool. I like the little Le Mans cars. The little Le Mans cars are often, I think, cooler than like the big guys. The tiny little privateer, like the Gamund Porsches were once one of those, and obviously Skoda and Renault and Deutsche Bonnet. I love those little cars. I think they're superb. There's something wonderful about a plucky little underdog car. I don't know a lot about Jolters, just know that they're really fast. Unrestored Facel Vegas. If you don't know what a Facel Vega is, in its day it was one of the coolest cars on the planet. Unfortunately, they were very, very well made and very expensive because of it. So it wasn't a long-lived company, much like most companies that put quality and craftsmanship and love in front of pretty much everything. Some panda love. Panda jolly. Citroen SMS Spats. That's cool. Renault 12 Simpa Estate rally car. That is incredibly cool. Before I was born, my dad had a Renault 12 Gordini Express car, rally car in the UK, and he sold it to a gentleman who then proceeded to crash it and destroy it. But that might be cooler than my dad's Alpine powered Renault 12. Just last week I was driving a 4CV through, over the cruise. and here is its bigger, more aerodynamic, more Le Mansier brother. Okay, so this is an Ica Renault Torino, which is an Argentinian Renault, and they have huge links to Fangio, because Fangio led a team of Ica Renaults, I think, to some quite interesting racing victories. Renault Prototype H. I've never seen or heard of this car before. It has a Renault 16 steering wheel. Apparently it's a V8. Pace and not much space, but still, I'm not going to say incredibly cool. Still, very, very lovely car. Can you imagine driving a bubble? I've always thought that about the Ed Roth hot rods. You know, all the bubble cars from the 50s. Like, imagine driving in a Perspex bubble. It must get humid. Bugatti Type 56 electric. I really like that. I think that's really smart. I really like the tiny old electric cars. Dubbed Rexine Coachwork. So it's a wood frame, and then it has fabric stretched over the top of it, and then it's painted, and it tightens onto the frame. It's how they made a lot of old Bentley coachwork and stuff like that, the super lightweight coachwork. This is why you get whiplash at Retromobile. When I was 6, this was my favourite car in the entire world. This is a 6R4, which is a metro, mini metro, that's had a 6-cylinder engine plonked in the middle and been made four-wheel drive. Rallycross is awesome. Why isn't Rallycross more of a thing? Rallycross is one of the best spectator sports ever. Okay, so the whole idea of a press evening is that the press get in first, and so we don't have to deal with public crowds. But look how mobbed the Porsche stand is. It's bananas. Ladies and gentlemen, the Porsche stand is full. I really like the 914-6. Those arches do a lot. Facel are famous for their trucks and buses, but for a little while they made sports cars in Spain. And they're rather interesting looking. A bit of a Marmite car. You either absolutely adore them and think they're the most beautiful thing in the world, or you don't. This car has Sauchic bodywork, so it was bodied in Paris. An ergonomic shift knob problem moulded off someone's hand. Definitely not design purity, and quite as messed with as a Miura can possibly be, but incredibly pretty. Is my desktop image on my laptop. I've dreamed of owning a D-Type for as long as I can remember. And I've never been this close to one. Apparently she's called Justine. Not quite Jolene, but close. I love a big Bentley. Type 59. I'm incredibly drawn to these old pre-war girls because they're so authentic, they're so manual, they're so handmade. Every single piece was lovingly crafted, which is something that we're told a lot by a lot of car makers these days and have been since the beginning. But these cars really were. That might be my favourite car of Retromobile so far. I really like it. say it matches my suit. Perfect. My favourite thing about the Miura is the fact that the engine designers looked at the Mini and thought, yes, we'll do that with a V12 supercar. And it's spectacular, isn't it? Such a pretty, pretty car. I don't much go in for supercars, but I do love the Miura. I almost ignored an Aston Martin Zagato. I can't believe that Miura, that gold Miura, is so good looking that I didn't notice an Aston Martin Zagato, one of my father's favourite cars on this planet, and and one of the most beautiful cars ever made, and I didn't notice it. Okay, so this Facel Vega doesn't have dusty windows, so we can actually see inside, and you'll see what I mean by the fact that Facel Vegas are one of the coolest cars ever created and have quite possibly one of the best interiors. In fact, not quite possibly, most definitely one of the best interiors ever made. CD Panhard Le Mans cars, and there's two of them. $130 miles an hour, I think they did, with a 850cc supercharged. I love the Danger Hot emblem on top of the end. Morgan, now with health and safety in your wood frame three-wheeler. There's a beauty that only constant use brings to a car. You know, that thing of using and repairing and using and repairing. That kind of worn effect. And it's very different to neglect. It's very different to that barn find neglect. But it's a very different sort of patina. But it's a patina I much prefer. Last time I was this close to an M1, I was about 8 years old, and it was the art car that Andy Warhol painted. I love the fact that a GT40 is so small it needs a box to stand on. They're incredibly cute little things. It's bizarre, you know, because it's an American, well, kind of an American car and all that. You'd think, you know, big, muscly curves when you see one in a photo, but when you actually see one in reality, it looks like a lot of classic cars. They're a lot smaller, and the GT40 kind of is the epitome of that. It's minute. had to almost step over a Gulf Le Mans car to look at a 275 GTB4 cam. That is an incredibly pretty car.
Exact same engine that was in this car in 1966 when it had that same racing class.
The old racing cars, like I like, you know, an old Ferrari racing car and stuff like that. But this is the stuff that I really love. I found an Austin 7, guys, and an Eames Lounger. To be honest, right now the Eames Lounger is a bit more appealing. I could do with a sit down. That's a pretty car. Some cars just have that je ne sais quoi. And some other cars just have a massive wing and some giant arches, but it makes them awesome anyway. And some cars have both. So
this is 606 horsepower,
right,
745 newton meters of torque, starting from 3000 RPM all the way to 6000 RPM. Very, very powerful car.
Oh, yeah. Lovely. And if you'd like a new Corvette, well, an old Corvette, or even a Viper, give Mike a call.
You can also get the Viper if you want.
DS's with the custom coachwork get all the love, but in my opinion, the traction Avant is a bit better because the DS is so flashy in the first place that when you give it custom coachwork, it doesn't really shine through. But when you give a traction custom coachwork, oh, look at it, she's beautiful. Check out this little Talbot Samba rally car. It's adorable. I love the arches and the little padlock bonnet releases. Monte Carlo Rally Delahaye. The old wear of time. And a broad-speed Jag. When I was a little boy and I used to watch the Avengers, I wasn't sure what I wanted more, a Mrs. Peel or a broad-speed Jag. I think maybe a broad-speed Jag at that time in my life anyway. This is the craziness of Retromobile. You know, just a broad-speed Jag and the Momo penthouse flat nose 911 race car just chilling at the back of the hole like nobody paying attention. I haven't stopped drooling yet.